Hello everyone, I'm Chris Ercoli and welcome to your Week 6 edition of the HS Game Time U PickEm show. Another exciting week. First though, I would like to introduce the well-dressed prep dog, John Murphy, to the show. He's just bringing his A game this week, I like it. But first, before we talk about this week, let us reflect on last week real quick. Our Week 5 winner, what a week it was. Of course, not many people had that big poly shocker over Rancho Verde. Not me, not the prep dog. But one guy who did get 13 out of 14 and was the closest pick on the Arlington tiebreaker game was Craig Hogman from Temecula. He had 13 out of 14. He was our Week 6 winner. He will get 2 tickets to the Inland Empire Football Classic, along with the rest of our weekly winners at the end of this fine football season. All right, time to talk Week 6. I know Prep Dog's excited because we got a lot of premier league matchups. We begin in the Big 8. We have Santiago and Norco. P-Dog, who do you like?
Yeah, you know, Santiago, they've had kind of a up and down season, but they're coming off really a impressive game, a 4-point loss to a very strong Upland team. And I think that bodes well for the Sharks. They've got, of course, Mike Darr at quarterback. He can run it, he can pass it. He's hitting 63% of his passes. He's scored some touchdowns. He's thrown for 8. So he's a tremendous player. Norco, a little iffy at quarterback where Colton Gerhardt has the hamstring issue. He came in late in the game last week, and you know, I don't know about the health of him. It's going to kind of be a key issue. If he's not 100%, he's going to be handing the ball off a lot. They have some capable running backs in Jigbee and you know, guys who can get it done in that regard. I sort of like Norco in this one.
Right now, 78% taking Norco in the game. Definitely, Gerhardt's health will be a major factor in what happens on Friday night in that one. Another one that should be a nail-biter, a game that really is a coin flip right now, even 50% on both sides, almost like the Obama-Romney situation. Paloma Valley, Elsinore. P-Dog, which side are you leaning towards?
It's really almost a toss-up, but the game is at Elsinore, so I'm going to go with the Tigers in a close game. They've played a more difficult schedule. They are coming off kind of a tough game against Murrieta Valley. They lost 38-9. Paloma Valley is rolling. They're unbeaten. They haven't played any real juggernauts yet, but this will be their first really big test. And we got quarterback Brent Bohm, you know, and then David Solis toting the rock, and so they're a formidable team. But I think that they might reach their Waterloo this week. I don't know. We'll find out.
Waterloo, I like that. That is a powerful...
little historical reference.
Very good. Moving now over to the other side of the IE, we have Kaiser and Summit right now, 82% taking Summit. How do you feel about that?
I disagree.
Ooh.
I like Kaiser. Maybe it's just because the only game I saw of Summits they managed to lose, but they're actually 4-1. They're having a strong season. And speaking of strong, they've got Justin Strong in the backfield and Tarek Miles, so two good running backs and some playmakers on defense. But you know, Kaiser has kind of dominated this rivalry despite what happened last year. And they've got the 2 great linebackers in Sains and Trujillo. And you always know they've got a couple of running backs, and they do again this year in Washington and Isom. And a great coach in Phil Zelaya. So, you know, a little more coaching experience on Kaiser's side and the games at their place. So we'll go with the Cats.
Moving this over to the Hemet-Beaumont area, we have West Valley and Beaumont. P-Dog, we know Beaumont doesn't like it when we pick against them. Right now, 89% picking Beaumont. Are you with them?
I am with Beaumont. They, you know, they've had a week off since that marathon triple overtime win against Ukaipa, very emotional. They've got the great trio on offense of Martin, Jeffers, and then Sam Roberts catching passes, very quick receiver. And Austin Penna, he's got like 10 tackles a game. And so they're solid defensively. They can make plays. But West Valley, you know, they're 4-1. They had a really bad loss to Paloma Valley, 70-7. But they still have Chris Anderson at running back, and he's dangerous. And this Lorenzo Terry, 35 yards per catch. So
wow.
That's somebody that Beaumont's going to have to keep tabs on, obviously.
Keep an eye on him. Finally, last but not least, it's Arlington versus Poly. Poly, of course, the David and Goliath slaying the mighty Rancho Verde last week. Can they do it again versus Arlington?
Yeah, you know, this is once again another kind of toss-up game. I'm going to give no really solid reason. I'm going to lean towards Poly. I've picked against them a number of times, so maybe this is the time that I go with the Bears and they come through. They caused some turnovers last game, including you know, a big one that Thomas picked up in the end zone that made the difference last week. They've got some playmakers in Lusk and Hall in their passing game. Arlington, of course, you know, we know they have the strong running game with Duarte and Kelly. They've already played 6 games and they're 4-2, so they're having a pretty solid season. But I just think Poly's got some momentum, and they're going to pull through at Ramona. That
game should be a thriller for sure. 78% taking Arlington at the moment. P-Dog, plenty of exciting league matchups this week. Be sure to get your picks in. You have time. Don't forget the Thursday games, and then, of course, by 5 p.m. on Friday. That does it for our Week 6 edition of the HS Game Time U PickEm show. For the Prep Dog, John Murphy, I'm Chris Ercoli, and we'll see you out there on Friday night.